Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Your Mom's a Face channel on YouTube. I'm going to do a video on some ammo reloading basics. It'll be a series, and I'll run you through everything you need to know about reloading. The first video I wanted to do was this one, obviously. Something whenever I got into reloading, I wish I could have found. I did not find on YouTube. I'm sure there is. Maybe it's under something different than what I was searching for. Was the dies. The dies are almost the main thing in reloading. The most important part, because if you don't have dies, you are in trouble. So let's go ahead and get started. Not waste any time. I'm going to be doing it on the Lee, the Carbide Deluxe kit. This is 45 ACP. And I'm just going to jump right into it. Whenever you go to the shooting range, obviously you're left behind with some brass. And even if you don't reload, maybe if you plan on reloading later on, keep your brass, because someone can use that or you can use that later on. I mean, this is money. These are basically 4 cents a piece, 4 cents a piece, and it may not seem like a lot, but that actually saves you a lot of money. And 45 ACP and a lot of different calibers, they are not cheap just to buy. I think a pack of 50 45 ACP, like the cheapest one you can find, is probably $15 to $20, which is pretty darn expensive. Whenever you reload, you almost cut half that price. I haven't done the exact math for the 45 ACP, but basically, as of right now, I have it down to about, I don't know, 12 to 13 cents per round, so which is not bad at all. Do the math, and you're looking pretty good. It's a lot cheaper to reload, and some people say that it's not cheaper to reload. You're basically going to be spending the same amount of money. You're just going to be shooting a ton more, which is fun in my book. So let's get started. Whenever you get into reloading, the dies. You have your dies. The first one that you will need, or that you will be using, after you get your brass and after you've cleaned it and all that other stuff, tumbled it, you're going to be left with a product that looks like this. Nice and shiny on the inside, nice and pretty. Your first die will actually resize and deprime. See the little probe sticking out there? The case will go inside of it, and it'll actually resize. It'll actually crimp it down just to back to factory settings, and that die will push out your primer, old primer, so it will look like this. So it'll go in there and basically just push it out. I won't take this one apart. I don't know if I mentioned, I kind of want to describe each die, because there's not a lot of videos on the dies specifically. And what they exactly do, because I'm actually going to take these apart. Not this one, because this one's very self-explanatory. Goes in, sizes it, pushes out the dot at the bottom. So that's your first one, and that's all you do. Pushes out the primer, and so it's ready for your next stage. Next stage would be the powder in expanding die. So what this die does, actually, this one is set up so that you can put a funnel on. Whenever you run it up in there, there is actually inside, go ahead and open this bad boy up. Inside there's actually a little insert like this. So it actually goes up inside of there, and it actually bells the mouth of your cartridge, which makes it easier for your next step after you would put your powder in. And this die is set up, like I said, so that you can actually you can actually get a kit that does it automatically, and it would set up here, and whenever you'd run it up, it would actually drop the powder in, and then whenever you run it down, it actually pops so that all the powder drops, and you're not left with any residue. So this one expands, and I don't know if you can see the difference. See how this one is just a little bit opened up than this one. You can kind of see it. I mean, it's very minimal, but that's what it does. Your next one, after your powder, and before that you would actually have put a primer in there, which would be these bad boys. And I'm actually going to get into that, and you would do it. I do it with this. It's actually just a primer. The primers would be in here, and you would set your bullet up in there and squeeze one in, and you would have a primer. So, but I'm going to do that in another video. I'm just working on the dyes right now. So your next one would be your bullet seating dye. And the bullet seating dye is not that one. Bullet seating dye is this one. It'll have more of a contoured bottom. And what this one is going to do is whenever you have your primed casing, you would have your bullet, and it would sit on top there. You would run it up into the dye, and the dye would push down on that, so it would seat it to the correct depth, which is another video. And that's why you want to bell this, because whenever it's belled, it accepts it a lot better than if you were to put it on this one. See, this one doesn't even hardly want to go in. I don't know if you can tell much of a difference, but I can. I mean, it's one of those things you got to see up close. So that would be your bullet seating dye, and inside of that one actually looks like this. No, it's not there. So it actually just would fit over the top of your bullet and seat it down into cartridge or your shell. Goes back in there. Screw that bad boy back in there. Alright, and then your last one would be after your powder, your primer, and your bullet is seated to the correct depth, which you'd use a caliper on. Then you go to the crimping dye, which is this one. And this crimping dye actually does a final sizing of the whole round as a whole, and it actually goes up into this mamma jamma. Yeah, there it is. Alright, on this one, when you run it up in there, it actually will squeeze back down on that bell and on the lip of your the outer rim of your cartridge, and crimp it into the bullet, so that whenever that bullet's seated in there, it ain't going anywhere. And that helps for like your recoil. If you have your bullets in your magazine, whenever you hit recoil, nothing's going to move. And basically any bullet that you are making or reloading is going to need a crimp, some sort of crimp, and you can kind of research that, get a good manual, and it'll go through all that good stuff. Let's put this one back together. And that is your dyes. I just wanted to do this video because whenever I was first getting into reloading, I couldn't find something that specifically went into each dye and went through all that stuff. So I hope this was helpful. I love reloading. It's a great hobby, and it's a lot of fun, almost like gun cleaning. It's just part of the hobby. It's a lot of fun to do. It's relaxing for me. Same thing. I'll put on some sort of gun podcast or listen to Hitchcock 45 radio show, and it's just a lot of fun to do. So this is the first video that I'm going to do, and come back, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more reloading videos. The next one I'll get into your case tumbling, your priming, and some of the extra stuff that you need to do, and then we'll get into the actual reloading, the press, um, your perfect powder measure, your little scales that you'll have, and I'll kind of go through some different kits that you can get, and we'll just learn all about this together. So tune back in, and I'll have another video for you. Talk to you guys later.